University's Learning Games Lab.
Well, I'm going to show Ratio Rumble, which is one of our math snacks. This one is supposed to help kids learn ratios and learn about equivalent ratios. As you can see, we have really colorful graphics and really animated looking characters. Sorry, I don't know why I clicked on the credits. So the kids responded well to having different characters that they can choose. I usually go with the penguin. So the game is basically a puzzle game where you have a board of pieces, almost Bejeweled style, and you connect them with your finger. So here the recipe asks for 1 red and 1 blue. So you can create that 1-to-1 ratio by connecting 1 red and 1 blue, or you can connect 2 reds and 2 blues. And you'll receive more points if you do that. You also receive coins, which you can use for special abilities and things like that. So usually on this first level, we don't expect the kids to yet discover that they can make equivalent ratios and that they can do a 2-to-1 by doing 4 and then 2. So the first levels have 1-to-1 ratios and 2-to-1 ratios. Later levels get into 3-part ratios, ratios that have fractions in them, things like that. We also have these little mini games before some of the levels. This one, instead of telling the kids, hey, you can select the pieces out of order, because they didn't know that you can make a 3-to-1 in this game by selecting 2 greens and then a blue and then another green. They would just select 3 greens and then a blue every time, and they were lost when that wasn't an option. So just by a little simple demonstration, we showed them that they can do it out of order. And we also have little mini games that if by this point they haven't figured out that they can make equivalent ratios and things like that, they can then go through this little demo where they can see, 4-to-2 is the same as 2-to-1 here, and then the levels play out like normal. There are things like the lightning. If you collect the lightning, they'll zap the other computer character. There are also bombs that you have to clear by using them in a ratio. So you'll get a blue piece that's a bomb, and sometimes in order to reach that piece, you might have to do a large string of pieces that reaches all the way to where that bomb is. So that kind of encouraged them to once again make longer equivalent ratios. I'll go to one of the later levels. We have this one asks for a 1 to 0.5, and we actually got comments on the App Store saying, well, this isn't possible. There are no half pieces, so how can you do a 1 to a 0.5? So without hitting them over the head with like a long explanation, we have kind of just another simple little mini game where they can figure out on their own that, I can do 2 green and 1 red. There's only so many options available, and the other ones don't seem to work.
So we have any comments? Looks like
So just following up on your presentation this morning, can you explain a little bit, is this scaffolding, behaviorism, constructivism? Can you explain?
You know, I think we certainly use some reward structures, but you'll notice there's not a scoreboard, there's not a leader being, there's not a form. And so one of the things I'm especially proud of in this game is the way our instructions are told. At no point do we say, do it this way. We don't say create an equivalent ratio. The way we always have a vocabulary is we let you do something and then we name it. You just created an equivalent ratio. So we want them to learn vocabulary, but we kind of do it in, I think, a slightly more constructivist way in that we allow you to do it wrong in here. In fact, the whole thing is kind of scaffolded where we kind of guide you. The goal is we want you to learn how to make equivalent ratios. That's the point. We want you to do them with fractions and with decimals, but we don't tell you how to do that. We let you explore until that makes a lot of sense to you. That was our aim.
Want some lasers?
Sure, why not?
Go over here. How do you want to frame it?
I guess I'll just go with the dust to magic scale.
That's looking pretty good.
I have to say that I love the little mini shot of the instructions that's built into that. Because visually it stands out and you automatically know, okay, I get it. I think that's brilliant.